it has taken place with me. It's all about commitment. Look, there are times when we make a commitment and things come up and we fail to fulfill that commitment. Sure, that happens. Life happens, but is that your norm or is that your exception? If life gets in the way, are you honest with yourself and others about the commitment you missed? Or do you just justify missing the commitment you made by, I don't know, making excuses and blaming others? You know, here's a good example. You leave the house and you know you're not going to get to your meeting on time. You don't call because you don't want to be embarrassed. You're afraid that what they might say. So you just go. When you get there late. And instead of saying that you left late, you say, oh, that traffic was terrible. Oh, it just kept me from getting here. It was all the traffic. See, that's not a true commitment to what you're trying to achieve. You're just making excuses. It's very possible that the reason you missed fulfilling the commitment that you made is because you have problems getting things done rather than making things happen. So you have to work on that part of it, the problem of getting things done. Then you can make things happen. Making excuses and blaming others for your broken commitments only brings you down, and it weakens your ability to get things done over time and into the future. So once it starts, it's like a big snowball. It just keeps rolling and getting bigger and bigger, and it gets harder and harder for you to keep your commitments. One of the things I do when I miss a commitment is I go back to the point where I made the commitment. I ask myself, was it really a commitment or was it a wish? Was it something I decided to do on my own? Or was it a decision based on trying to please someone else? A lot of us do that. We want to be liked. We want to be loved. So we do things to try and please other people. And most of the time we screw up by doing that because we're making commitments that we can't keep. See, when you miss a commitment, you need to be honest with yourself. You need to own up. Learn from it. It forces you to look at what was more important than the commitment. When you take time to look at why you missed something, why you missed a commitment that you made, you'll begin to understand what is important in your life and maybe what needs to be changed in your life. I have a whole series on this about priorities and what is important, what is not important, and how we screw up because we think certain things are more important than the things that actually matter. Think about this. You're on your phone and you're having a heated text argument with somebody. And because you're on your phone and you're in a heated text argument with somebody, the bus or the train or whatever it is comes through, the doors open, people get on, doors close, train leaves, and you're still standing there typing away on your phone. Because of this, you just missed one of the biggest meetings that you could ever have in your career. What's your priority? Is it the fact that you had to have the last word in the text argument, where I'll show them, I'm going to tell them? Or was it that you needed this meeting and now you've missed it? Where was your priority? It wasn't on the meeting. Because I can tell you, if it was me and I had a meeting like that, there's no way I would miss my ride or getting to that meeting early. Not just on time, early. Where's your priorities? It makes you consider what might have been. What maybe it was lost in translation. It makes you look at the payoffs you may have missed. See, in today's world of entitlement and instant gratification, the idea of commitment is getting watered down at all levels, right from the top, right from the very top of the leadership, all the way down to us and our children. I'm finding more and more people that I speak with don't fully understand nor do they appreciate the importance of living up to their commitments. You know, people schedule meetings with me all the time and they don't come, and they don't even bother to call to say, I'm not coming. They don't even bother to text me, email me, nothing. They make appointments and they don't show. And then they call up and it's like, it's my fault that I don't have an open time slot for them now that they've missed theirs. Many miss the point that a commitment is a serious long-term promise that you make and keep with yourself and others to fully dedicate yourself to your task or whatever it is, your training, your team, your appointment. And the worst part about it is, as the going gets tough, the commitment to commitments, the willingness to stick with commitments goes down. That's sad. It's actually, to me, in a way, rather frightening. And here's the key. Commitment doesn't just mean promising to do something. Most importantly, it means investing the necessary effort and actions to make it happen. So, in other words, it's not the fact that you scheduled and missed. You neglected to take the appropriate action to make something happen. Either notify me that you're not coming or show up. It's rather frightening sometimes. When you think about some of these people run businesses, and if that's the way they run their business, shame on them. Here are 6 things that I believe make up a serious commitment. 1, you make a solemn promise. Instead of just casual talk and words, you make a solemn pledge to yourself or others. So in the case of not showing up here at the studio, that would be making an appointment. You're scheduling an appointment. When you make this pledge, you fully understand the consequences of your commitment, and you fully mean it when you say it. I'll be there. See, when I joined the Navy, I made a solemn pledge to support and defend our country and the Constitution. That's a tough commitment to make, but I still, to this day, am committed to that. 2, you make a full investment. You got to get skin in the game. You got to get money in the game. When you make a serious commitment, you fully invest yourself in the cause. I like to call it getting skin in the game. Mentally, physically, emotionally, even financially, you're committed. I just talked to a guy the other day, and he told me that he would make appointments with people to go out and consult with them, possibly doing business with them on their landscaping. And he'd go out, people would talk to him and say, yeah, we really like this idea, let's do it. Would never call him. They'd go buy the plants and do it themselves. So now what he's done is he's put a $250 price tag on him going out there. And if you're committed to it, that $250 will go towards the plants and the work that they do as a result of them coming out and consulting with you. It's changed everything. Now you got skin in the game. Now you can't just, blow them off. It's a shame that you have to do that, but that's what it comes down to, getting skin in the game. See, it's it connects you completely to the cause. You're all in. You get your full attention put on this. All your energy, effort, and focus is on the goal, because financially, if you have money in it, it means something to you. Or it could mean your job, or it could mean, your chance on a team, or getting what you want. Number 3, you're willing to sacrifice. This is big. This means you're willing and ready to make personal sacrifices for it, even if it causes you personal hardship. That's a big commitment. But like when I joined the Navy, I knew it wasn't just until the going got tough. It was up into maybe I lost my life. That's the commitment. Commitment means you knowingly and willingly give up things you might want in the short term to potentially win big in the long term. Number 4, living up to commitments and long-term obligations. This is another big one. Serious commitments are long-term obligations. Just because you make an appointment and it doesn't seem like it's a long-term obligation, you're making an appointment and sticking to that appointment. Over time, you do that at numerous places and you stick to those appointments. That's the long-term commitment, that you're going to stay, you're going to show up when you make an appointment. You've got to continuously work towards this with the intent to see it through. A long-term commitment isn't something that you just try before you buy or try out and abandon. A long-term commitment is something that you establish, something that you embody in yourself, and something you embrace for the long term. Number 5, a true commitment is a pact to persevere. It is something you stick with even when the most important and even it's the most importantly or most important thing. The going gets tough. For richer or for poor, it's sickness and health. That immediately comes to mind for me. When you make a commitment to someone or something, you are making a pact to persevere through the tough times. I can personally tell you it will not be easy. But I found that it is always worthwhile. Number 6, your agreement to act. The most important part of any commitment is your action. Action is the way, it's way, 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 way more than just words. Your agreement to act on a commitment is only realized through your actions on a regular basis. Do you show up to all of your appointments? Do you show up to work every day? Your commitment and character will be measured by your actions, by your deeds, not by your words. When it comes to making a commitment, there is no gray areas. You either do it or you're not. You're either fully in or you're fully out. Anyone that is quick to throw in the towel when the going gets tough will not be successful. Commitment has been a powerful, very, very powerful force for me in my life. I'm committed to my family, my friends, my work. I'm committed to my wife. We'll be married in September for 40 years. That's a commitment. Especially her living with me. I was not an easy, and I still am not an easy person to live with. You try dealing with a guy that is a hyper alpha with anxiety and PTSD and is an adrenaline junkie. It's not easy. I can tell you.